welcome from Timebanking UK. We were thrilled to be asked to host this International Timebanking Day by Krista from last year. Really thrilled, and as I say, Sunday went really well. We've had loads of stories and videos, and I think we've got around, I did say on Sunday, 8 guest speakers, but you know what? It's going to be a lot more than that, because I'm hoping that the youngsters from India will be with us again today to tell us about their time banking experiences. They were so inspiring, I just can't tell you. So this, as you all know, this is a global event, and we want to share the learning. We want to know how many of you out there are involved in time banking, and even if you're not involved in time banking, and then we can maybe get together. Some kind of global network would be absolutely incredible, and just share between countries about our journeys, what's worked well, what hasn't worked well, you know, and just get this movement growing even more than it has been already. So I just want to take a moment because today we are remembering Dr. Edgar Cahn, who passed away on the 23rd of January, and today would have been his birthday. And there's going to be people referring to Edgar in their talks, and yeah, it's a pretty special event. So I'm really pleased that there's so many of you here. So I'm going to start now by handing over to our first speaker, Krista Wyatt, who is the Chief Exec of Timebanks USA, who's going to tell us a little bit more about Edgar and also her organisation.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. It has been an incredible journey being part of the International Time Bank Day. This would be my second year with the International Time Bank Day, third year with timebanks.org. Edgar Cahn has been a driving force to building the movement here, especially in the US. And we have worked together for the last 3 years, and we have a lot of great things ahead. This global feel of being together is a fantastic way to share with what Edgar's legacy is all about. And I wanted to go ahead and share with you his garden that he actually has worked for the last, about 10 or 15 years. And these are photos from his garden. This has been one of his favorite places in the world. Flowers are little miracles of the world, with their sweet beauty and fragrance that evoke all our senses. Timebanks.org's team and board thought this would be a beautiful way to share what these flowers mean to us as a metaphor of time banking. He created a new way for communities to come together to help promote trust, reciprocity, and citizen engagement. In the most beautiful way, Edgar moved people from his heart every time he spoke. You felt you were the only person in the room, and you felt heard. Every time I see a garden, it reminds me of all the love Edgar felt for us, our communities, and he understood how we were miracles to each other. He traveled all over spreading the seeds of time banking. He reminded us that there is hope in each other. Family is our community, neighbors are our friends, and to celebrate each other. Time banking is all about receiving and paying it forward. Just like the garden we see here, a seed was given to the soil, and the flower that sprouted is a gift that came back. All of us experience great times and rough times, but the overall journey, the gift that came back is that we carried on as partners, as friends, as better neighbors. We became the voice of change, and we can help heal and restore together.
Thank you so much, Krista. That is absolutely amazing. I just wanted to introduce everyone, Martin Simon, who is the founder of Timebanking UK and who is really brought time banking to this country. And without Martin, I think we maybe in a different place. So I'm going to hand over to Martin. He's got a few words he wants to say and some slides. So I'll hand over to you. Thank you, Martin.
Hi. Thank you. Thanks. Well, welcome to my prison. I've been here the last 9 days with COVID, which has been quite an experience. So I wouldn't wish it on anyone. But other than a little bit of a fatigue, I'm actually feeling quite good again. So I hope if I cough, I hope it's not. I'm sure it's not infectious. So don't worry. I was asked to talk about time banking in the UK, and as soon as I sat down to think about it, I thought, well, that's impossible because there's so many different neighbourhoods in the UK who've interpreted time banking their own way. There's so many ways that Scotland has gone. Scotland went very much using it as a route to volunteering. Wales used their own currency, paper currency, and as a sort of tokens to reward volunteering. In England, we went very much further along the line of co-production, of working with public services. So really what I decided to do was to take out the essence of time banking that applies to all the four countries. Northern Ireland went their own way as usual. So in essence, boiling it down to what it's all about and what we hold in common across the UK. And the primary issue is to us has always been social justice from the UK's perspective, and that comes from my own influence, but also Edgar's. I know Edgar's often spoken about his father's advice to him about it's all very well fighting social injustice, but what does social justice look like? And that's what we're really concerned with, because everybody can actually see the unfair things that go on, but what we replace them with long-term solutions that are actually driven by local people in their communities is our challenge. Because what we want is collective acts of caring. So much caring now is reduced down to one person looking out for another. We want to get back to collective acts of caring, and we want it to all happen at a neighbourhood level. Just want to introduce the main players in this. To restore social justice, well, there's a good argument that social justice has never actually existed on a whole-scale scale. There's been many steps forward in social justice, but actually, has it, just like democracy, it's a great idea, but has it actually really existed across the board? We have government who would say they are players in social justice. Our present government, I think, are better ignored than spoken about, but the systems that they use have been carried on for the last 20 years, are all about metrics, they're all about management, and they're all about marketing, which is all completely inappropriate when you're dealing with people and dealing with relationships. And I think most of the people working that I know, the really good people within local government, which there are many, many people, would be recognizing that the system is not functioning anywhere near as well as it could, and certainly those systems, particularly the metrics, have taken a much broader hold than is necessary. The commercial sector, as Edgar was very fond of talking about, strip mining the family communities, activities that were once shared in neighbourhoods and communities have been commodified. The charitable sector is under massive pressure, and then you have this thing called community, which is a catch-all that everybody refers to. Oh, it's the community, and it's never defined, and it's so vague. But what I want to make absolutely clear, that what we're quite sure about is that neighbourhoods there's a neighbourhood level that we can have an impact, and we are having impact. We have had impact. What goes on in those government, commercial sector, charitable sector, community sector, let's all work together. Collaboration is totally vital, but it's at the neighbourhood level that time banking really works. The picture is of Croydon, when they had the riots in Croydon, and the residents just didn't wait for any permission from anybody. They just came up and cleaned it up themselves and had a wonderful time, a celebration of what was good, and shifted the blame from young people who were blamed for everything that was wrong to actually seeing that young people were a really force for positive influence in their neighbourhood. Now you can go to the next one, Ian. So these collective acts of caring, based on a few assumptions that we make, but they're no more longer assumptions for us, because we're quite convinced of them, that everyone has gifts to contribute. Everyone has gifts, either talents they were born with, experience they've had in life, as they've sorted out certain things in life, everybody has a gift that is of value to another person, even if it's just their presence being there is a gift in itself. There's all sorts of wisdom in these communities and in the various cultures within most communities as well these days. There's a whole richness of different wisdom. And what we're about is investing in local inventiveness. We're not about bringing outsiders to control, manage, connect people into groups that have already been predetermined and designed by outsiders. It's actually investing in local inventiveness. And we absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt that there's any problem, there's a solution. Somebody in the community knows how to deal with it. It's just they're probably feeling incapable or disempowered to do it on themselves. So it's just a matter of connecting people. The inventiveness is all there. Curiosity and kindness being the two driving forces that underpin everything. We have an abundant supply of curiosity and kindness. It's got no market value, but it's of absolutely total value to us, and it's there in abundance. And the feeling of being connected, we all know how important it is to feel connected. It's how your whole opportunities in life open up to who you know in life. And once you feel connected and part of a street or a neighborhood, then that your whole experience of life is enhanced. And these connections don't happen by themselves anymore as much as they used to. People are more mobile, but also there's a lot of distractions, not least the screens and phones and entertainment industry and all sorts of other distractions. But so we have to intentionally go out and connect people, which is the big insight we had about 2 or 3 years down the track when we'd opened our time banks, and we just thought, oh, then people are going to start flooding in now, aren't they? And of course, nobody came. You have to intentionally go out and connect people these days, and because bringing people together, they're always that much stronger. And trying out new things, having fun and making mischief. Edgar was always the one for making a bit of mischief whenever we could. And it's absolutely important that it's not meetings in drafty town halls discussing protocols and programs. It's actually having relationships and getting out there and having some fun and building community at the speed of trust. This is one of the great truths we found, that you cannot build community unless you have trust. So the whole primary thing is to connect people, form enduring relationships and build trust. And to do that, you have to be you. You have to be yourselves. We don't need training in being infallible or perfect purveyors of advice. We need to be human beings. We need to be seen. We need to be out there. The video I'll show you about the sort of celebrates the work I'm talking about, a combination of asset-based community development and time banking. That's run by people who are really happy to be seen and spend 75% of their working life out in the streets talking to people, and that sense of belonging. So be you, be seen, belong, and get out there, and we can change the neighborhoods, and we are doing it. A catch line that really dominated a lot of what we do. We have what we need if we share what we have. That again was one of Edgar's. He used to say, we have what we need if we use what we have. I preferred to say share what we have, but we came to an amicable agreement that we both liked to each other's version. But what we discovered early on, and it actually came from some research in Holland, that people are reluctant to offer unsolicited help. They like to be asked first. We didn't realize that at first, but it's part of the sort of British reserve. But it's also very true of a society that has got media every day pumping out all horror stories of how awful things are and how bad people are and how horrible events are happening. And people don't want to go and knock on the door and offer help because they think their motives might be overcome. So we do that asking for them. We ask them, we have an intermediary, a time broker or another participant to actually do the asking. People tend to overcome with shyness when it comes to asking help from others, which was, again, one of our original real problems, because people wouldn't ask for help. They felt somehow a lesser person for asking for help, which is ridiculous, because by asking, you give the other person the opportunity to shine. So we do the asking for people, so act as intermediaries there. And the tragic one is people falsely believe that they have nothing of value to offer others, which is completely untrue. Everybody, as I said, has something to offer others. And it's a myth that's actually led to an awful lot of industrialization, professionalism, of a lot of services and activities that were once well managed. You can't see the I can't see the quote there, but it's enduring relationships are far better than any institutional relationships, which we all know. And people feel that they want to give unselfishly, and yet often feel disappointed when they don't receive help in return. Well, this is where we came with the time credits. The time credits, the real value of the time credit is the promise by the person who receives the activity, the service. The person who receives it makes a promise that's to pay back to somebody else in their community in the future, and that's the real value of the time credit. So those were our 4 main learning lessons. We got those under our belt, and most time banks observe those. Well, just to take the care to make sure you're attending to these issues. So the last 2 years of lockdown, I had a real privilege with Chris and Anitha Beberg and Tim Farrell. We had weekly sessions, Zoom sessions with Edgar, and they were recorded on a podcast, and we'll circulate details of that too. I really recommend capturing some of his wisdom. But during that time, we actually started a sort of a campaign, if you like. Although what we've realized, there's so many others doing it now. It's more like a small movement, and we want to get a movement of all the movements together to recognize that the alternative mediums of exchange, other than money, need protecting now. The whole ecosystem of sharing, swapping, doing favors, bartering, reciprocity, time banking, gifting, all these things are being clipped, being pushed out by an excessive focus on the pursuit of money, a monoculture. Money solves everything, and it's something that a lot of people identify with, and we know that the core economy of family, neighborhood, community really actually depend on all these alternative mediums of exchange. And to bring it to a close, it's all about relationships, real relationships, and relationships amongst equals. It's another one of Edgar's wisdoms was about caring and learning. If you're not caring, if our activities at the Time Bank or in any neighborhood group or not is not leading to more caring and ideally collective caring, then we're not doing the job. So it's all about caring, and it's all about new learning, and then sharing the new learning in the community, in the neighborhood, not writing it in reports to funders to make sure that funders feel that they had their money's worth, but actually sharing any new learning out there in the community, and then to that shared sense of purpose. Neighborliness has been the sort of core theme through all of the experience in the UK of time banking. Give and take, live and let live, calling out or speaking out against injustice are the main principles we operate by. The book I've highlighted there is Tomorrow's Communities, which is it's a collection of articles on community development. I've done one on time banking and ABCD there, but it really is key to the moment to grab the agenda. I don't know if people outside of the UK will know about. In this country, we have what we call the Levelling Up agenda, which is the Tories won the election and once had a massive swing, a majority from Labour socialist old seats, saying that they were going to level up the country, bring the North up to equivalent economic standards as the South. This is a key agenda now, because most of the resources that will go into community development and social care and things like that will be the sort of stuff that time banking, we need that sort of support. So we need to make sure we get our voice heard in that on that agenda. Okay, so if you can set up the video now, then Ian, I'll just introduce it. Don't start it, I'll just introduce it. For the last 7 years, I've had the privilege of working down in Tor Bay in Devon. Now, Tor Bay is a seaside resort on the south coast of England, and it has experienced very extreme levels of poverty, the very poor service provision, And about 7 years ago, we got invited in to help set up a development trust, which we were very fortunate to get the backing of the lottery to actually trial asset-based community development and time banking together. So we have a team of community builders stroke time brokers who've been working away there, forming relationships out and about all day, every day. And they've just had their annual general meeting on Monday, and they made this short video for it. And I think it's just wonderful. It just gets over exactly what we've been trying to do and what we have achieved. And I'm so very proud to be a part of it. I hope you enjoy it. It's just 5 minutes long, but it gives you the message that it's working with, the initial task was to bring older residents, isolated older residents, into the community. Now, we didn't go around setting up activities for them, doing things to them. What we did was actually make friendships with them. And we had there's now about 1,700 formerly isolated older people who we have friendships with, and equally more again of people who are good neighbours, time bank participants who are offering the mutual support. And I'll let the video speak for itself. Is that all right, Ian? Can we play that?
Got a problem, don't care what it is. If you need a hand, I can assure you this. I have got two strong arms, I can help.
What if we could build our community from our street up and sing and dance and laugh and cry and live and die together? What if we could bring together all ages, colours, shapes and sizes, rich and poor, with or without a front door, to celebrate ourselves, to be together always.
The National Lottery Community Fund has supported our community building work for the last 7 years through the Ageing Better programme. Our 18 community builders have brought people together in the 30 neighbourhoods across Torbay, connecting people and enabling them to support each other. The impact in our communities has been substantial. The most vulnerable residents in our communities are seeing some lasting change in their lives. We need to build and extend on this programme to include all age groups in every neighbourhood, in Paynton, in Brixham and in Torquay, through our project, Bringing People Together, the Torbay Way. So why are we best placed to deliver this?
I think it's because we're strength-based. We're willing to try new things, we learn what goes well and we share.
Our work starts really with the people in the community and it's led by them. We ask them what they want. We start by really listening to them, discovering their skills, their passions, to build trust and establish relationships.
This enables people to take the lead with the things that they care about.
And because we have a vast knowledge of the local activities and groups, we can support people and help them to make the things happen that they really want to make happen.
We connect people to people and people to places and places to people.
We want to improve places and spaces that really matter to our communities.
Community builders were, I think, instrumental in actually helping us to get the shed up and running.
It was covered in weeds, people were dumping rubbish on it. Our community builder got us together to decide what we wanted to do to improve it. We drew up plans and everybody had a say.
After 4 years of very hard work, it looks great. We're very, very proud of it.
We'd like to take and share everything we've learnt over the last 7 years and build on it and grow an even stronger community where everyone feels included and valued.
It's a lifeline to me.
And what happened when COVID came along?
Isolation,
loss of mobility, poor mental health,
financial hardship,
poverty, reliance on food banks.
And our work became even more important because of the isolation experienced by both young and old.
Yes, but because we're embedded in our community, we've listened to what people are saying and we are hearing what they need.
We responded by setting up the Torbay Community Helpline. Community builders were able to match people needing help with those offering help in their local community, whether it was shopping, prescriptions, transport, telephone befriending, and they were able to help them in and out of lockdown.
Our community has told us that what we are doing is critical and it's transformed and even saved lives. The demand for our work has tripled.
And we learnt how to change and adjust really quickly so that we're ready for new challenges. We found skills and wisdom and knowledge and willingness in our communities, and we harnessed that to survive the pandemic. We worked alongside our statutory colleagues, helping those that they couldn't help. But none of that would have happened if we hadn't had community builders connecting people.
The points I'd make about the community builders, they don't organise things, they set them up and they get the community to run them. The community then start looking after themselves.
And we want to make sure that other people have that opportunity for all ages.
We would like to continue and expand our work. We will continue to mitigate against COVID-19 by growing and nurturing a culture of coming together, looking after each other from an early age, and helping more people to reach their potential by supporting them at the earliest possible stage, to have a purpose in their life and to be happy.
Save my sanity.
Lots of people get lonely. Ain't nothing new.
What if there was always someone there? Next door, across the road, up the street, on our side, there for us, to be strong, to learn with, to dream with, to have fun with, to be friends with, there for us. And what if we were there for them, here, on our street, in our neighbourhood and across the bay? What if we were there for each other, together, always?
All the while, in this world where we live, there should be more happiness, so much joy you can give to each brand new bright tomorrow. Make me happy through the years, never bring me any tears. Make your heart be as warm as the sun from up above. Bring me joy, bring me sunshine, bring me love.
Absolutely incredible. Quite emotional, Martin. I haven't actually seen that film. Really says it all.
It does, says it all. You're absolutely right.
So thank you for that, Martin. That was amazing. Just really, really great. I'm almost lost for words. Christine Gray has been Edgar's partner and wife for 25 years, and she wanted to say a few words next. So over to you, Christine.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And just what an inspirational little film. That is so wonderful. I just want to thank Martin for bringing that film to us. And one of the things that Edgar said, I will only say just a few words. One of the things that Edgar did and did best was inspire other people to take leadership roles, to bring their own dreams into the world of creating what he called a world of decency, caring, and a passion for justice. And we have just seen Martin so beautifully show what can be done with the inspiration and all of Martin's own bits put in together. So every person who was inspired by Edgar is carrying Edgar forward along with their own selves. And it's absolutely beautiful to see. It was beautiful to see on Sunday. And I'm looking forward so much to seeing again how people have taken the bit of Edgar that they took and have mixed it with their own ideas, their own dreams, their own will to go forward, to create really a better, kinder, more gentle world where we do care for each other. And that film was just so beautiful, Martin. And thank you very, very much for that beautiful vision. So with that, I will just hand it over by ending by saying Edgar would be so happy, happy to see this all happening. And I'm just so very sad that he's not here with us all to do that. So on those words, thank you very much, and I'll hand back.
Thank you, Chris. That's lovely. Thank you so much. I know it's difficult for us all when we're talking about Edgar, but he was amazing and just wonderful for me to host this event today, so as we can all reflect in his memory. Gosh, thank you. Okay, so on to the next bit. We are now going to hand over to the technical gurus of the Timebank UK team, David and Ian, who have, I think the technical term was stitching together. That's the bit I like, stitching together these videos so that, thank you, David, got it right, so that we can all have a look. So I think there's 6 short films and they'll be introduced in between each one so you can see
might be 7.
Okay, might be 7. Okay, thank you, David. Over to you.
Time, your only asset. What if you had just an hour to give? Would the world want it? We do. Join a new social working revolution at the Gift of Time Foundation.
With the aim of clocking 25 million human hours and including the currently excluded workforces of seniors and kids, Gift of Time is on its way to becoming the world's biggest time bank.
Join us and help us build the world's largest time bank. 50,000 hours right now and counting. This is just the start.
The Time Bank is a community group for locals to help each other out and learn new skills completely for free.
Roger, a local wire sculpture artist, taught us how to make wire dragonflies.
When there was a problem with my roof, Phil and his drone came to take some photos of it for me.
The weekly Sunday Social lets me build friendships while talking about a bunch of topics. I'm known to provide tech help and puns.
Hello from Hong Kong. My name is Edward Lee, one of the committee members of the Weaving of Wellness project in Hong Kong. I'm Max, I'm the social worker of the project. Very briefly, the Weaving of Wellness project introduces the time bank concept, allowing the elders to explore mutual help, changing the traditional role of being only a recipient of services. Instead, we can use time credits to mutually exchange among ourselves the kind of community care services we need, such as cleaning, repair, and escort services. Moreover, we can also use our time credits in exchange for DIY products at a non-cash bazaar, as well as training like mobile phone classes, trips, and recreational activities organized by the Elderly Center. Back in 2017, we started with 20 elders. Now we have more than 600 members. We aim at 3 things. Number 1, active aging. Number 2, aging in place. And number 3, community economy. One of our members, Hok Bo, created a slogan to realistically illustrate the nature of our activities. Self-help and mutual help built up confidence. Realizing elders' potential facilitates happy aging in place. Thank you.
For more information of our Time Bank, you can contact us through email and WhatsApp. Thank you.
Meet Edith. She is 83 with disabilities and poor sight. Edith lives in a care home and feels quite lonely. Meet Jane. She is 44 and lives locally and volunteers for the Time Bank. Jane hears about the care home and goes to visit Edith. She chats to Edith and has a cup of tea. Edith tells Jane all about her life in the village and how she used to rescue animals. Jane chats to the local animal sanctuary to see if it would be possible for Edith to visit to see the dogs and cats. They said yes. Jane tells Edith and arranges for some transport and a carer to come along to help with Edith's wheelchair and medication. They visit the animal sanctuary and Edith thinks it's wonderful. Edith returns to the care home, feeling very happy and looking forward to the next visit with Jane. The staff at the care home are very pleased to see Edith so happy. Jeff is a worker at the care home and asks Edith how she met Jane. Edith tells him that Jane is a volunteer at the Time Bank and gets time credits for every hour she helps someone. Jane spends her time credits at the Time Bank asking for some help at home and in her garden. Jeff decides to join the Time Bank to find out more. He asks for his dog to be walked when he is at work and pays Lily 1 time credit when she walks the dog for an hour. Edith's family are thrilled to see Edith come to life, being chatty and bright when they visit. Time banking is a mechanism to encourage people to help one another using time as the currency, not money. If you or your organization would like to sponsor a time bank to end loneliness in this country, contact Sarah Bird, the Chief Executive of Timebanking UK. Email sarah@timebanking.org. Visit www.timebanking.org.
Here we are at the parish hall. Every Friday we're here for our community market, and we've got a jewellery workshop on today. So this is Joy, who is Time Bank member.
Yeah, we're making a dragonfly, just very simple, in the hand, and we were hoping to make either a pendant or something out of it. And Leslie has.
This is Leslie.
Having a go at
Hello.
it. First attempt. Yes. So we got a wing
Brilliant.
and a body. Isn't that fabulous?
Brilliant. Thank you very much. So here we have Gina, who's running the plastic refill scheme, the eco refill scheme. And we have a selection of washing up liquids, laundry liquids, and the idea is that members of the public and Time Bank members bring in their empty bottles and we refill them to help save the environment. So it's a really popular scheme. So here we have Leslie, who's a Time Bank volunteer at our parish hall. Can you tell me what you're doing today, Leslie, please?
We're making up 11 food boxes for people in the community that need a bit of extra help.
Okay, so they're going into food parcels.
Yes.
And how many a week do you do?
We do 11.
Fantastic, thank you. Right.
Oh dear.
So here we've got Fern, who's a Time Bank member, and Kai, who's come in today.
I'm coming to do the pack testing to make sure everything's all safe and ready for holiday cottages, bed and breakfasts, and make sure it's all safe and ready for everyone to use.
Brilliant. So
I am so pleased that you looked at my sewing machine and it's passed the pack test.
Sure.
Brilliant.
So it can be used.
Thank you. Brilliant. Thank you. Right, so here we've got Jilly, who's a Time Bank member. Can you tell me what's happening here, Jilly?
On our table today, we have some beautiful homemade artist cards.
Yep.
Made by Jane Perry, all different sorts.
Yep.
So are they all made by Timebank members?
They're made by Timebank members.
Yeah. And then they come in here for donations or sale?
For donations. Homemade ones have a price on them because they are special.
Brilliant.
We have all these other cards here. Easter cards and various cards. And we have some homemade ones at the back. Bags for sale. Plants and flowers for donation.
Fabulous.
And
Fabulous.
beautiful homemade bags. So look at this one.
That's amazing, isn't it? So they're all made by different Timebank members, especially for this weekly market. Thank you, Gilly. That's brilliant.
Pasir Jaran is a district in Thailand's capital, Bangkok, and it is becoming more and more of a community of elderlies. The idea of Pasir Jaran's Time Bank, initiated under the support of Thai Health Promotion Foundation for Research Center of Community Development of Siam University, which also locates in the center of the district. So it might sound that we're doing the top-down work here because we're working with the university and we're doing from the university, but despite that, we receive the cooperation from the locals. So while we got the funding from the ministry, we have the main objective to urge and encourage the community to cooperate, along with allowing interested community to establish the idea. From the first meeting, we got 7 areas who were interested in doing further activities regarding the Time Bank. So in the first 4 months, these 7 areas share and publicize the principles to ensure the understandings and test the interest within the locals. Entering the 5th month, these 7 areas start their own time banks. In spite of establishing Time Bank under good understandings of their members before opening, still there were obstacles, but we see those problems as real-life scenarios to improve our time banks. Moreover, the global pandemic even emphasized how Time Bank can help members remotely, such as participating as voluntary chef or delivery persons. For more than 3 years after starting, all 7 Pasir Jaran Time Banks are still present and are still sharing the knowledge and experiences between each other on online meetings. However, we are still young Time Banks that look forward to exchanging knowledge with other Time Banks in Thailand and overseas. So we are more than certain that Time Banks can be a very effective component of strong foundation in sustainable and well-connected community.
So that's the first time I've seen the Thailand Time Bank. So that's fantastic. Thank you so much. I just wanted to make just highlight one thing. That I think it was the second clip, the video of Warmer Forest Time Bank in the UK, so south of England. There was 2 ladies there at the Time Bank that during the pandemic were helping each other, supporting one another on the phone. And while they were doing that, unbeknownst to them, they actually clocked up the 6 millionth time banking hour in the UK. I'm not sure if they're here today, but we've publicised that widely. So they're kind of a bit famous here now for doing the 6 millionth hour. So it's just incredible, especially during the lockdown as well. Okay, so over to the next speaker now. Dr. Gong Chen was going to be here today. He can't make it. So we thought it might be useful. We've got a different audience today, lots of different people here than were with us on Sunday. So we were going to just play very briefly his short talk from Sunday. So I'll hand back over to Ian and David.
Dear Sarah and colleagues and friends, first congratulate the 20 years of TBUK. And so it's midnight in China. I'm very happy here, and it's my honor to be invited here today by Miss Sarah Bird, and with us, with you, the Time Bank Day, and also at this time to remember the Dr. Cahn together for his great contribution. We have a long story of the time bank in China. Because of the time is limited, so I give the brief introduction of development of time bank in China. There's three paths. The first is background, and the second is the situation, and the third is the development of prospects of TB in China. As you know, China is now ongoing population aging with the largest aging population in the world. So we need new ways to for the population aging. And now the voluntary service is a fashion in China. And also we want to improve the governance capacity and supplement the governance system. And also the development of technology to support us. And now China's government is promoting common prosperity in achieving high quality development. So a social distribution based on voluntary donation and charities, and time banking is an important means in this process. President Xi in China also praised the model of time banking and expressed his hope that more and more old adults would participate in the community activities and voluntary service. And we think the time bank is the third path to activity response to population aging, and through the whole society based on ethics and traditional culture, and we believe this is a good way to deal with risk and uncertainty. The situation of the China. The earliest practice of time banking in China was conducted in Shanghai in 1998. My first paper is about this case. The concept was originally from Dr. Cahn's books and studies, but they translate or transformed in many versions, such as moral bank, loving bank, public good bank, and so on. We have three stages of development. The first stage is focused on the younger to support the elder. And the second is focused the mutual aid service. And the third stage is focused on the community based to local construction. And in China, we found that the time bank have the 4 applications. The most of them function is elderly care, and the second is the education, and the third is culture, and the fourth is social governance. And also we have some time banking innovations in China. The time banking plus the internet or the new technology. And time banking plus college, and for the college students also include the high school, mid school, and elementary school students. Timebanking plus other groups, or we also have some regional Timebank alliance. We think the development of Timebanking in China mainly shows the following four development trends. The first is the voluntary service platform, and the second is China. This is the way to gather and redistribution resource beyond the government and the market. And the third is the governance tool for the local government to combat the shortage of labor force. And the third is to create the social credit and the social belief to build the new spirits in China. And the third part is the development of TB in China. We give a lot of policy advisor to our government, and also get the government support to promote the TB forward. Now, Beijing, Shanghai, and Nanjing has issued a document to promote the aging service Timebank throughout the cities. And also, we cooperate with the Bank of China. Bank of China is one of top 500 biggest company over the world. And we have them to carry out their work in Bank of China Timebank. Now spread over to 23 provinces in China. This is the Timebank software platform used by our partner. And we involved in the research and the development of the software. This platform is free and open to all who want to use. We conducted a lot of research and practice in Timebank, and we got a lot of help from many colleagues and friends. We learned a lot of from Oxford University Institute of Population Aging, Sarah Harper and George Lessing, and especially for thanks Miss Sarah Bird and TBOK colleagues, and also thanks Dr. Cahn agreed us to translate his book in Chinese. And also thanks the help of Dr. Hiren in Korea, we discussed all with Dr. Karen and benefit a lot from Dr. Cahn, and get Cahn's comments and a lot of encourage. Based on the core value of Timebanking of Dr. Cahn, according to the situation and the needs in China, we add the value of time and the family in this. This year, we had the Timebank experience sharing seminar, and especially thanks to Dr. Christine and Director Christina from USA, and Sarah Bird and Hiren and others. based on this international seminar, we published a special issue digital bulletin book for in memory of Dr. Cahn. We gave the name Forever in Time and Tide. I think Timebank is innovation practice and of mutual aid and innovation on the social governance system in the world. So we need to find a Chinese solution, Chinese characteristics, Chinese styles in China. We think we are conducting a successful experience in China. We want to build the social credit system and the national belief system to get a warm China, non-China. And our common vision is a society shared by all age. And we think we are friends and we are big family. And we want to cooperate with you and to share together the bright future of time banking. And I think also thank Dr. Cahn is in and with us. That's all. Thank you.
That was fantastic. Thank you so much. Well done, Ian and David, for making that happen. Okay, I've just got my eye on the time as well, so we're a little bit over, but I do want to hand over now to a couple of amazing young people from India who are going to talk about what they are doing there. So Sanjana and Jahan, they are from the Gift of Time Foundation. They're going to tell us about Social Creds and the Kiddie Time Bank, and I'm hoping they'll still have some guests. I know you had lots and lots of them on Sunday, and if there's anyone there that can say hello, we would be thrilled to say hello to you too. So I'm going to hand over to Sanjana and Jahan.
Hello all, I am Jahan.
And I am Sanjana, and we are the co-founders of Social Creds,
the first kid time banking platform in India. As a 14-year-old, I tend to give back to the community a lot. I involve myself in many charities, but there's no way for me to collate my hours.
And I wanted to make a difference, but I had no idea where to begin.
So we created Social Creds, our platform, and Time Creds, our time currency.
Social Creds clocks in and aggregates hours put in by volunteers.
It facilitates kids to start their own projects and allocates time credits or hours to their volunteers,
amplifying the results and collating the goodwill hours into one certificate.
So where are we today? We've piloted Social Creds in our community and will be rolling it out to schools next quarter.
We have over 100 kids across 10 schools involved in our time bank, and it is growing as we speak.
So what do you think are our most popular kiddie projects?
Yes, the environment.
In today's world, kids and teenagers care deeply about our planet and want to do something about it.
Trash Mafia kids with an ambition to recycle 100 tons of dry waste, plant trees, and get 1,000 pledges like carry your own water bottles and carry bag.
Here's a quick video about what we got up to in 20.
Our vision is to clock in 1 million goodwill hours, impacting 20,000 kids by 2024.
Social Creds, the world's largest kiddie time bank. So the burning question, why Social Creds?
So at Social Creds, we like to focus on themes that are close to kids' hearts, such as the environment, the underprivileged, and just spreading easy smiles throughout the society. In India, Kids want to contribute to the society but are expected to study until 21 years. Part-time work is looked down upon and not an option for most kids. That's what makes social creds so powerful. It is
super easy to access,
geo-noded to our home community and to our schools.
We're free to work when you choose to, and
our website throws up upcoming events, and we have a calendar that shows all the, we have a calendar with the weekly and fortnightly events in display.
So social giving is now really easy, right? So even though a kiddie time bank is a fairly new concept, we believe in age-appropriate social giving. Everyone can give back, no matter their age or experience. It's for you, irrespective of where you are currently on social giving. We have something for everyone in a variety of different projects to choose from based on your interests.
And there are different activities that can be classified by age groups.
So firstly, we have the 7 to 10-year-olds. So these
simple activities for 5 to 7-year-olds include carol singing, painting Diwali diyas, and gifting seniors little smiles. At this age, the main aim is to have fun.
However, the slightly older kids from 7 to 10 years old are able to start and lead an easy program. They have lots of free time and they can engage themselves to start with social giving early.
Next slide, please.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tharvi. My friend Mihika and I started picturing. A lot of disadvantaged children do not have a childhood memory. So we would like to give 5,000 children a childhood memory. We raise funds and have photographs 1,000 kids by April. 4,000 kids to go.
From the age of 10 to 14, kids have the opportunity to tap into their passion and the ability to plan, start, and lead.
So, for example, our volunteer Devanshi started a toy collection drive and was able to donate unused toys to the nearby orphanages. Raga launched a notebook program, and because of online school during COVID, the notebooks are not used. So we collected up old notebooks and learned to bind and create 350 new ones out of them. We distributed these to orphanages and domestic workers' kids. So next is the 15 or 14 to 17-year-olds. So these are the people who are busy with academics, but really want to create an impact. We help them by supporting and planning, as well as giving them volunteers and providing them with opportunities to get on board with other projects.
For example, Ansh started Library Creds, where they collected 2,000 books and created 3 libraries for orphanages. Dia raised funds to plant 1,200 trees to raise mental health awareness.
So we also started Trash Mafia Kids, where we wanted to recycle 100 tons of waste.
Avyay was an early volunteer who explained dry waste segregation, and now 50 to 70 homes recycle dry waste every fortnight because of it. Darnita was another volunteer at Trash Mafia, and she helped collect over 4 tons of dry waste and 2,000 items of clothing. So, how does social creds really help kids?
We have the Knock Knock program, where we welcome new residents to our community and invite them to join social creds along with their kids.
Social creds help kids find their own tribes, especially when they're new to communities, and they can find people who are like them.
And let's not forget some crucial and handy life skills that the kids develop, such as scaling up a program. Suhani, one of our volunteers, was able to amplify and planned out a Pillow a Young Dreamer program that customized names for 250 young orphans. They created stencils and even recruited adult and kiddie volunteers.
Approaching and talking to seniors is another additional benefit. 2 of our volunteers, Sharanya and Sunidhi, they help spread smiles through small acts of kindness by giving gifts to seniors on different festivals. Ayush started a birthday program where he asked all the people from our volunteer group to donate stuff to the orphanages on his birthday.
Finally, Social Creds launches Our Kidpreneurs. Armed with learning how to plan, getting permissions, creating posters, our kids have started putting up stalls on their own to raise over £300 for their own social giving projects.
We sold 500 roses for International Women's Day. For our loom band stall, we created posters and got permission from the clubhouse to put up our stall and sold over 200 loom band jewelry and raised money for pictures.
We are building the world's largest and cutest army. Join us and let's get to 1 million hours and 20,000 social credits.
Social Creds. Help us build the world's largest kitty time bank. Thank you.
Fantastic. Well done. That is lovely. I'm still inspired. I've heard you a couple of times now and I still think you're absolutely great. Well done. Well done. Okay, so thank you again. Our last speaker today is Jose Garcia, and he is from Pennsylvania in America. And I know he's going to say a few words. So I'm going to hand over to Jose.
Thank you, Sarah. Wow, I just want to take a quick moment to really appreciate and congratulate everybody on their efforts so far. It's really inspiring to hear all the stories. And I'm honestly almost speechless at what's going on right now. It's so exciting to me. I know I spoke on Sunday quite a bit, and today I wanted to give the opportunity and share this space with two great people from my community. I actually have with me my Time Bank intern. Her name is Yuri Skitty, and she is her mission working with me is to help reach the Latino community and get them involved in time banking. Also with me today, I have Jules, who's a wonderful friend of mine, and we actually met through time banking, so they're gonna tell a little bit of how that went down. So first, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Yuri, who will be speaking in Spanish, and Jules will be in to translate for them.
Hola, mi nombre es Yuri Skiri y soy miembro de Banco de Tiempo de Reading, Pensilvania. Estoy sorprendida con todas las experiencias que han transmitido los que nos antecedieron ahorita en la reunión. Realmente Banco de Tiempo es una organización sin fines de lucro que nos permite crecer como comunidad, como familia, que nos da la oportunidad de seguir desarrollando y fomentando en nuestra juventud los valores morales como solidaridad, ayuda. Estoy sorprendida con los videos anteriores de los niños, la experiencia de los niños, y creo yo que es en lo que más tenemos que trabajar en nuestra actualidad, ya que el capitalismo como tal nos ha sobrepasado y tenemos que seguir fomentando nuestros valores morales. Algo que me llama mucho la atención de Banco de Tiempo es que somos una familia.
¿Puedo traducir lo que has dicho?
Bueno.
Okay, Jules, if you want to go ahead and translate.
The host is muting me, but I'm just going to translate quick what Yuriskiri has said so far. So she said, hello, my name is Yuriskiri, and she is part of the Reading Area Time Bank. I'm kind of trying to remember everything that she said, so bear with me. She said that she's really surprised and delighted about the videos that have been presented before and the kids that have shared and all the people that have shared before. And also that her goal is to bring the Latino community into the time bank and support them and being a part of everything. The goal is just to increase the solidarity and support within the community through utilizing Time Bank and continue to grow as a community, so that especially as capitalism is kind of going over us and bringing us down. And in this way, we can use alternative economy to support each other and grow in solidarity.
Yes, Yuri also mentioned that the social values that come out of being a part of a program like Time Bank just really make her feel wholesome and gives us hope again in the world and building our community. A little funny story real quick. Yuri thought Time Bank was strictly like just here in our city, like a small program that we came up with, and only recently she learned it was a global thing. So she was like super blown away and excited about that. And I just wanted to mention that before I go ahead and let Jules close this out.
I think Yuri had some more to share maybe. So puede seguir, Yuri, si tiene más que decir.
Sí, que ahora que soy miembro de Banco de Tiempo, mi principal objetivo para esta organización es involucrar la comunidad latina que reside aquí en Reading, Pensilvania, en esta organización, porque los latinos tenemos mucho que dar, pero desgraciadamente el idioma es algo que nos detiene a ayudar a seguir superándonos ya estando aquí en el país como residentes.
So she said that her goal to bring the Latino community into this organization of Time Bank is mainly because the Latino community has so much to contribute to this country, to the United States, and to the Reading area, but it is language that acts as a barrier sometimes to stop them from contributing what they have. And so it doesn't have to be a barrier in this case, and we can be a bilingual community that supports each other and lets everybody contribute what they can.
Ahora que estoy viendo las experiencias de los demás integrantes de los diferentes países, estoy tomando nota para incrementar nuestra comunidad en Banco de Tiempo en Reading. Unas experiencias muy excelentes las que he escuchado.
And she just wants to increase the experiences of people that can share in the Time Bank in Reading because of the joy that she's heard from hearing all the experiences of the global community in their Time Banks.
Sería todo. Gracias.
And that's everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. All of you, lovely, and translation, brilliant. Subtitles that we've got at the bottom, it's making me giggle a little bit as some of the words that they were putting on there. So thank you for that. Yeah, there's been a couple of postings in the chat. I'll go back over to David and Ian in a moment just to use up our last 10 minutes to see if there's any specific questions. But I just wanted to highlight the fact that the link to this event, so if you want to share this with friends, family, or any bits of this, we will send you the link to this event because everyone had registered. So we do have everyone's email addresses, and also I think in the chat as well, we've got a Google Docs document going on for everyone's contact details, so we'll make sure we get that to you. Yeah, so David, Ian, was there any specific questions or any comments in the chat that people have raised?
From Michael Goodman.
Yeah, okay. My question was, the government in China uses a concept of social credit to measure, I think, a citizen's net worth or net role of participation in society. I'm wondering is that at all related to the Time Bank movement?
Yeah. In some city, like Shanghai and Beijing, the government they take the social credit to get the record of the service time to support the seniors service. Yeah.
Okay, so there is an official connection then. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. We do have another couple of questions. One for the gift of time. One from Kihun Im for gift of time. I want to know more about the India Time Bank. Can you tell us how we can get in touch and get more information, please?
Yeah, sure. So I think in the document that David has sent in the chat, we've put our emails. So if you'd like to know anything about, how we've done whatever we've done, or if you have any questions, or just want to get in touch, we have our emails there. So you can always just send an email to us and we'll respond. Or if you have any questions right now, we are okay to answer them.
Thank you for that one. I think that answers the question. There was one more question, which I think was actually answered by Jose in the chat, but I'm going to ask it so that everybody else can see it now. It's from Brooke Millington. What is the name of the restaurant in Reading, Pasadena?
Yeah, the name of the restaurant is Mikasa Sukasa Cafe and Restaurant.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
We've just had another one appear in the chat. A question to everybody. Why hasn't time banking scaled more, and what have been the biggest barriers? So that's open for all of our speakers.
Yeah, this is Sharmila here. I can talk for India. I think the biggest barrier we have with time banking in India is that how does it connect with the real world? And time banking today is defined by an exchange for service, which is my time for your time. They're looking for when time banking can actually start interacting with the real world, not in terms of a barter, but how does time banking actually become a cryptocurrency? I think when we actually build those levels, you have enough number of time hours in your bank and you can actually build it as a cryptocurrency, and it starts interacting not for just products like Jose was talking about. It can be exchanged for products, or we can be exchanged for actually a salary. You're basically going to be putting a value to what time banking can bring. So with Gift of Time India, we are looking at that as phase 2 and phase 3, where we move for exchange in terms of hours to exchange in the real world. I think that's when we'll be able to make the switch.
Thank you for that one, Shamila. Anybody else want to say anything from other parts of the world?
I was just going to simply share, I think it has to do with kind of fear and trust. The capitalism makes it tough to feel safe, especially in regard to work done. And I think it involves sort of an individual decision to go for the we, not the me. So I'm hoping time is going to grow the concept of time banking and grow people's faith in this idea.
Thank you, Katie. And I think Michael wanted to say something as well.
Yeah, sure. As far as that topic goes, and to relay this into my my other side project, one of the things that brought me to time banks is I'm a student of economics. I focus on economic history. What got us from the very first exchanges to the bitcoins that we're using now, and a lot of it has to do with, I find people just don't understand what money is. And I thank Bitcoin for really shattering a lot of people's preconceived notions of, that all money comes from a gold standard. And before that, all economies were barter. This was, this has been debunked. I'm not sure if anybody follows any of David Rengro or the late anthropologist David Grenber's work, but there have been coin economies and other types of exchange economies around since the dawn of time. But going on that, I'm just going to link the email and contact list once more. It's open, so anybody can edit it. I would say please also add your area of interest or any areas of expertise you might have when you see your name. That way people can call on you if they have any specific questions. Like I've added, I study economic history and modern monetary theory. So if anybody's looking for explanations as to how Timebank interacts with global economies or smaller scaled economies, I am happy to field those questions. I am also a professional voice actor, and I am learning how to animate. So if I can help with anything like that, I am more than happy to. And that's me.
Thanks so much, Michael. I love your microphone there as well. Very impressive.
Are there any time banks in Ireland? Does anybody know? I mean, more than happy to throw that open to the whole community. Just unmute yourselves and let us know if you know of any. I'm not sure if we've got any, have we, Sarah?
I know many years ago I went over to Northern Ireland to do some training sessions. There was a lot of interest there. I don't know what the situation is at the moment. Southern Ireland, we do have time banking happening in Southern Ireland as well. But yeah, I don't know what the current situation is in Northern Ireland.
I know someone has just said that they've done a quick Google search and there are some there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you mean in Southern Ireland, because there's been the people from Cork joining in with the time banking sessions. There's definitely in County Cork. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rosemary. And then the last question we have is, does anybody know if there's anything like time banking in Cuba? And again, I'll throw that open to the multitudes here. So if anybody does know of any, if not, I think Google is our friend again on this one. But if anybody has heard of anything, please feel free to speak out. And I think we're not going to get anything on that one. So I think that was the last question that we had. Yep, I'm just getting confirmation. There's no other questions appeared in the chat yet. So, yep, that's all of the questions that we've had at the moment.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Ian. Okay, we've got a few moments left, so I don't know whether there's any final comments or thoughts from any of our speakers, or if somebody wants to share anything with us all. We've got a few minutes.
I just wanted to embarrass Ian, actually, because I hear you're leaving us, and I'm going to be bereft because you're always at the end of the phone. You always do a good job in answering all our queries, and you've been brilliant. I just want to say thank you for all the time you've dedicated to supporting us out, us time banks in England. Thank you.
My pleasure, and don't panic. I'm just one cog in the wheel, so me disappearing isn't going to affect anything. There will still be the everybody else joining in. So yes, after just shy of 12 years, I think it is time for me to go help out a friend of mine. So yeah, thank you very much.
Hey everyone. Yeah, I just wanted to share some thoughts from the Reading area time bank in Pennsylvania. I'm just really grateful to be a part of this global community. That's such an amazing thing to be a part of. And it's so true that all of our stories, it has to start on a local level, and it has to start in our own community, all of these changes and amazing things we want to do. And I think something amazing that the time bank can do in Reading and maybe in your community too is really be a tool of the poor and working class, and those who like just have very limited resources and don't have much more than their time, and use this alternative economy to really grow ourselves as people and be like the beginning. You can be yourself, the beginning of a chain of events, a chain of giving of hours to each other that really can go on infinitely. And we don't have to feel like we have nothing or very little to share. We have an infinite amount of possibilities and gifts to share with our communities.
Thank you very much, Jules. Now, Jane.
Yes, thank you. I'm
Toronto, Canada. I don't know if we have a time bank here in Toronto, but we have been running research centers and a lot of collaboration and community work and advisory groups, you know, listening to communities. We do a lot of interest-based and social programs online, and it is now opening up in Toronto. So I'm very impressed with this time banking, out of the box thinking. Again, we cannot wait for our governments to implement things. We have to do it at community level. I have put our information regarding Mosaic, do a lot of implementation on person-centered care and community mapping. So that all, you know, could be a part of that time banking as well. So I just want to thank you. And you know, we're also actually located in a church. So I think a lot of community churches is, you know, the collaboration with other community agencies. So this is something I'm going to take back to the church where we're leasing, and I think to be worked on in the future. So thank you.
Now over to Carrie.
Yes, good morning from Southern New Mexico, United States. I'm Carrie Bachman, and I put in the chat as well. I'm very interested in visiting with anyone who's working across borders on time banking. We are located on the southern border of the United States with Mexico, and we are currently working with our good friends in Ciudad Juarez to revitalize our cross-border time bank, and would love ideas, encouragement, and support. You all are just tremendous. Mil gracias.
And now, finally, over to Peck.
Hello, I'm Peck. I'm from China, and we're going to founding reading and teaching time bank, and I want to know, can we be a part of global time banking? Be a part of you. I want just like this. Thank you.
Thank you, Peck. It's a really great thing to finish on. Winnie, I know you've got your hand up as well. We are just about out of time, but definitely for myself and Krista and many more people, we definitely want to work on creating this global international time banking movement where we are all, so many of us here, it's probably going to be literally hundreds of thousands of people that can come together in forums like this and actually grow this time banking movement for the benefit of everyone. Krista, did you want to have a final thought before we all wave goodbye? Because what I want to do as well is I want everyone to wave goodbye so I can do a screenshot and then we can put it out on social media and get loads more people. But Krista, is there anything else that you wanted to say just before we did wave goodbye?
Well, it's incredible to see so many people here. Someone had mentioned that I felt like we're walking around the world through time banking and to meet new friends. All of these connections, networking is so critical. I'm so moved, and I know Edgar would be very touched, and all of us are so grateful for Time Banking UK. You've done a great job. Thank you so much. It is such an honor to be partners with you in your time bank. And I do want to mention that we have timebanks.org has a monthly town hall call, which is the third Sunday of every month. And if you are interested, just go ahead and on our website, add on our contact page your email address, and we'd be happy to add you to our distribution list and send you those invites. Our next one, we've realized it falls on April Easter here, so we're going to continue that for May 15th for our next town hall, but we hope to see you all there too. And it's just spreading the love, spreading our joys and our strengths, and we are together better. Thank you.
Quick note on those town halls, they're also uploaded to YouTube if anyone's interested.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Krista. Okay, so let me take that photo. So if everyone can just like wave goodbye, see you all soon. Bye. Thank you so much, everyone.